The world had grown cold and strange under a sky that almost never changed. For most of the year, there was no sunrise, only a dim twilight that painted the mountains in shades of blue and silver. The sun appeared just once every 10 years, climbing above the horizon for a single day before disappearing again into the endless dark. People had learned to live with this, using lamps for light, trading warmth like gold, and counting down the years until that rare day when the sky would turn to fire. In a small settlement by a frozen river, a boy named Arin grew up hearing stories about the Golden Day. His mother had seen it many times in her youth, and when she spoke of it, her voice softened as though she could still feel its warmth. She described the way ice turned to glass, how the air seemed to glow, and how even shadows seemed alive. Arin had never seen it himself. Now the next sunrise was only days away, but his mother had grown weak, her breaths shallow, her body fading with each passing night. No healer could restore her strength. Arin decided she had to see it one last time. The best view was from Summit Ridge, high above the valley, where the horizon opened wide enough to catch the first light. The journey was harsh, storms cut across the cliffs, the cold could freeze skin in minutes, and the path twisted over deadly drops. Still, Arin wrapped himself in furs, packed a little food, and built a sled to carry her. They moved slowly through the frozen forest, where tall trees stood silent under heavy frost. The wind tore at their faces, and every step uphill felt heavier than the last. At night, Arin lit small fires, wrapping his mother in every scrap of warmth he had, listening to her breathing while the darkness closed around them. On the third day, the mountains loomed ahead, sharp and jagged. The trail narrowed to a ledge, where snow slid from cliffs above in sudden falls. Once, the sled almost tipped over the edge. Arin's hands were bleeding from the rope, his body aching, but he didn't stop. The horizon began to change, not with the sun, but with a pale shimmer, a quiet promise that it was coming. When they reached Summit Ridge, the world opened wide. The steel gray sky began to split, streaked with pale gold. Light spilled across the mountains, then into the valleys, until everything was blazing with color. Snow glittered like crushed diamonds, the frozen river below glowed like molten glass, and for the first time in 10 years, warmth touched their skin. Arin lifted his mother so she could see. Her eyes caught the sunlight, and a tear slipped down her cheek. The moment wrapped around them like a gentle embrace, making the years of darkness, cold, and struggle fade away. The sun would set again, and the long winter would return, but for that single day, they stood together in the light.